Hey everyone. Today, this video is going to be me doing like a casual walk around as my Sorcerer Aether Ray guy. First up, we're just going to go over some changes from the actual guide video. And you'd think after making like 4 of those giant videos, I'd be sick of playing the Aether Ray guy and recording the Aether Ray guy, but that's totally wrong. So, changes. I'm not using the Spirit Weaver Circlet because I think it's absolutely ugly. So, yeah, we're not using that because of that. And instead I'm using a Gilded Visage. And of the Drangul is not a terrible suffix. I do wish I had something a little better. You know, a prefix and a suffix. And that was maybe like Aether or Fire based. But you know what? Honestly, I'd say I'm fine with it, ultimately. The jewelry's all the same. Oh, I see one thing I gotta change. I did some crafting on and I managed to craft up a pretty not bad Rawari Spellweaver Codex. The Rawari Spellweaver by default has crit damage and elemental damage, in addition to being, you know, a solid offhand with a bunch of things on it. I rolled up like about 10 of them, and one of them was this one, which was of spell weaving, and the spell weaving happened to be Fire Aether, which is perfect. So I'm going with this over. I was going with my old Crushing Will. It's still in my offhand. But yeah, now I'm just using the Rawari Spellweaver Codex. The other new thing I'm using between that old build video and now is Magnuson's Trench Coat, which doesn't have regen, which I'm a little sore about, but it does have a lot of offensive ability, and it is a fire and pierce damage coat. And the pierce damage helps, both of those damages help with the canister bomb, but also the fire damage does apply to my Aether Ray. Shoulders, I may go back to using the Mantle of the Weeping Eye, but for now I'm going to be using the Grenadier Shoulder Guard. Again, it's fire damage, and it gives +1 to Canister Bomb, and on hit, 5% chance when hit, you throw out Canister Bombs, and those are really awesome to have as an additional proc. Mistwalker Leggings, Haunt, Harmonious Death's Cord. I did switch out the Field Medic's Mark for the Devil's Badge of Flame, because I feel that I don't need the Field Medic's Mark anymore. So we're just using a fire damage metal right now. And if I had to craft anything up for my next upgrade, it would be the metal. I'm just not going to be crafting it right now, just immediately. And I have Hellion Greaves. I don't remember if I had Hellion Greaves in the previous video, but I'm using Hellion Greaves now. They're fire boots. They don't have movement speed, which is unfortunate, but they do have offensive ability and +2 to blast shield, which is pretty okay. And they have one of those proc when hit by melee attack things, which couples nicely with the Arcane Blast and Arcane Blast there and there. And those are my fire and Aether stats, in case anyone's curious. Those are my other stats. The one thing I'm lacking that I want to get back is a Demolitionist Chains of Alaron, which I don't have right now, and that's going to be a thing for me to look for. Anyways, today I'm just going to be walking around one of my normal farming routes to it's my reputation farming route. I'm not doing this at any appreciable speed or trying to be super efficient, but this is usually what I do when I'm trying to just kill Chthonians to build up my reputation, or I should say lower my reputation with them. And I'm at 23,000, which is not bad right now. They're the ones I'm working on. I do need to get Cronley's gang still built up, and that'll be a lot easier now that they're level 50, so they're actually equal level in early release. It's not going to be permanent, but it is going to be helpful for dealing with them. That was a very poor fight right there. It's because they were all spread out and weird. I can normally get that group just by lobbing a bomb in there and then taking them out. I'm a little less concerned about regen now, energy regen that is, because going into Demolitionist means more spirit. And more spirit just means more energy and energy regen, regardless of what your gearing is. So having that means I can be a little more relaxed and not have a chest piece that's completely dedicated to being an energy regen, like, core piece. I mean, I'm still getting more energy potions than I'm using. Just to point out that it's actually been pretty okay. It's like, God damn it, there's all this shit in the way. I don't think I need soul shards, but I'm picking it up anyways. Yeah, all my to get the radiant gems to make the Warwari Spellweaver Codex, I'm out of dense fur and bristly fur, so I'm probably gonna have to go farm some nonsense like manticores or the pigs. If I ever need a store of it again. I think I have a bristly fur left. So there are two loot spots in this area, which is nice. And then there's my absolute favorite loot spot in the game is right here. And there's sometimes one elite and sometimes two elites that pop down here. But my favorite loot spot is actually this I'm not wearing it, game. I'm not gonna wear it. I'm not doing it. Is this corpse in the outhouse here? Because it's humorous to me that he was probably caught by the spiders while he was going. So he was going while he was going. Now, Wrath of Sorrows here is sort of like your upgraded what's his face? That's new. I'm actually going to have to stop and look at that for a second. She's sort of like the new Gutworm, almost. She's a little tougher to get to because you're not going through an easy area and being over-leveled for it. But she's an elite that's always there, so you can always farm her up for stuff. Speaking of which, I'm going to look at these. So the Obsidian Grasp might be an upgrade for me. I lose casting speed and energy regen, but I gain a ton of fire. I gain some flat fire, some physical, some fire, +2 to flame touched and temper, which I do have points in. And I gain some resistances, which is always nice to have. So we're actually going to set that over there. That might be an upgrade. You know what? I don't need a soul shard. Get out of my inventory. I mean, look at this nonsense. So, yeah, that is probably going to replace the Warwari spell, or Warwari gauntlets I've been using. Because the whole thing is, I'm Aether Fire as my damage types. So, it's like, total damage is nice because it's damage that's just gonna, it's 10% more damage, basically. And 20% fire damage is 20% more fire damage, which is essentially just 20% more damage for me anyways. So it's like, I think that's just going to be a straight upgrade. And the flat fire damage is also going to be helpful because the beam takes into account weapon damage with disintegration. And it's not going to be, you know, a lot of fire damage, but it's also more fire damage when I actually swing my weapon at things because I do have Fire Strike on my left click. And I mean, I'm not a Fire Striker, but I mean, my my axe is more than just a DPS stick. Where is the guy that's shooting? Oh. Good job, guys. Extra Death's Vigils chow for you tonight. I always hate fighting elites from the bottom from coming from the top and going to the bottom of the screen. It's always been a pain for me to do. I don't exactly know why. I've just never been capable. It's something about having the interface blocking me that causes that to happen for me. I think I need more Mark of the Traveler, oddly enough. I haven't been making Mark of Mogdragons, even though I have the recipe for it, because Mark of the Traveler is just basically as good, more or less. But I've been putting them on other characters and other builds. So the main reason I'm doing this video, I mean, aside from just having fun in Grim Dawn and recording it, and having to fill, you know, a spot for, I think it's going to be up on Wednesday. The channel careened past 200 followers sometime last week, and I didn't even notice. Mostly because I was doing, you know, Grim Dawn records. And that's probably the reason it careened past 200 followers. So, owie! That hurts so bad, Bolvar. Jerk. That's the only time I ever get, like, energy woes is against bosses. Storm Scion. Yes, I have one. I have two of those. Storm Scions are awesome offhands for lightning. So I killed the guy I wanted to kill. So we're gonna kill these guys first. So we're gonna head back north. I'm gonna save myself the 20-30 steps to get there. So anyways, 200 plus followers, and I think it was 211 the last time I checked, and it might be more. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's actually shown at least even passing interest in our channel, because it means a lot to hit the 200 follower mark. Pretty soon after we did a 100 follower video, I think it was 2 months ago. So it actually hasn't been that much time since we hit the 100 follower mark. So I'm more confident in what I'm doing right now, simply because, I mean, we got 100 followers in like a month, or like 2 months. So I'm hoping that can continue, and I just want to say thank you again from the bottom, from the cockles even of my heart. Thank you for following us. It means a lot to me, and it does mean a lot to my brother and to Cavo that's happening, and that the channel may be something that's working. And yeah, Cavo and my brother are still around, and yeah, we're not like fighting or anything. It's just right now I've been focusing on doing solo stuff for the channel, and we'll do some videos in the future, even if they're like chaotic, waha, funny things. They put the bridge back. They must have done that in Hotfix 3, because they took the bridge out, or at least the bridge was out. And yeah, they put the bridge back in. So it's pretty exciting to hit 200 followers. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot to some people, because I mean, freaking Markiplier hit 8 million followers recently. And 200 doesn't seem like a lot compared to 8 million, but it's a lot to us. And it's important to us. What was I going to say? I was going to say something Oh, right. The reason I killed those two groups of ethereals is A, I would assume Valdarin can spawn there. And, you know, it's always fun to get the Nemesis spawns for things in random spots. But also, the like possessed archmages can pop up there. And I really wanted to I really want to get a good Ascend investment / Haunt investment, because I do have a Haunt investment of Vitality in my stash, and it looks awesome, and it's actually a really solid chest piece. It has good regen, it has plus to Aether damage, it has plus to Aether damage. It has good regen, and it has plus like 500 health on it, and it's like, wow, that's amazing. But I really wanted to use the trench coat more at this point, even though I'm not using Olzen's Flame quite yet, or even might not even get to using it. I just wanted to use this epic trench coat. Ha! Okay, so when you come in this town, there are almost always guys in this house and guys in that house, which is why I threw my grenade and activated Devastation pretty much immediately. Now the other thing, I don't think you can actually get between the houses, is when we come up here. This is kind of like a kill box. This town square that's up here is awful. It's just, there are just tons of guys in a big circle, and it just gets really annoying to deal with them all. What I do is I tend to run back here, though, because I don't want to be in the center and have guys attacking me from behind. And normally they are a little lower than where they were, because I think they were in like this house, and they could just walk down and hassle me. So, yeah, there are guys in that building, the two buildings that are down in this lower area, and then there are guys in the square, and then there are guys up here as well. So it's like, pop a defensive shield just coming up that hill. And usually for me, there are guys either in here or up here. I'm going to throw that out. And sometimes they'll come from behind from another building. And then there are definitely guys up here. And definitely guys over here. So this whole village is like kill box after kill box after kill box, because there's so many pincer moves that the cultists have set up. Or at the very least the game designers have allowed the cultists to set up. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable entering melee with my character, but he definitely isn't a wuss mage anymore. He can take a hit. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just gonna walk up to this guy and smack him with my axe a couple times and actually use my glowing axe blade. Oh yeah, that's another one. That's another thing that's kind of wonky about this area, is this bridge causes you to like it just causes you to spaz out a little bit. And sometimes there are guys, well, often there are guys in that room, but there weren't for me. I think they'd come out. It's pretty usual to have guys there and then guys in this room. And then there's a treasure chest there. A weather chest. And I'm actually going to go over the chests in Darkvale Gate, because there are a couple chests in Darkvale Gate that are pretty worth looking at. Zarya is pretty much just DPS her down. She's kind of a combination of all the abilities of the other guys, except for summoning. She's very much like just like your straight kind of pseudo caster. Excuse me for a moment, I have a phone call. Game on. It was nothing. So this is like my second time recording this, and the first time I decided not to use it because I died twice in Darkvale. One time due to lameness on how devastation targets. It was, you know what? It was exactly what happened just there. Grim Dawn? Grim Dawn? Grim Dawn? Okay. It was that very lameness that just happened. Because I think I misclicked, and it didn't cast devastation in this room. Which means no devastation means I got hoarded by guys and died. Also, I use the term guys pretty much to describe any group in this game. It's cultists, it's ethereals, Cronley's gang, they're all the guys. So the first secret, and I think the only secret on level 1 is right here. There's a breakaway wall, and then, come on, swing the weapon. There's a second breakaway wall, and that leads to a treasure chest. And as far as I know, it can only be a weathered chest in that place. I haven't seen it be another chest. There are 4 secret areas I know of in this place, in Darkvale. It makes it a great, in my opinion, if you can stand sort of the slower, it does feel slower paced in that it's a very big area, but if you can stand that, it's actually a not bad place to do some farming, because you get a bunch of heroes, especially at after you've killed some Chthonics and you get into Hated. But it's also got a ton of treasure chests just on its own. It's got just a ton of treasure chests out in the open. Like, here's another one. I mean, they're mostly weathered chests, but there's some that are bigger. But it's also got a ton of hidden stuff. There are 4 hidden places in this zone. You're also going to get a chance to kill a lot of occultists. Well, cultists. Not just occultists. Cultists. Which will raise your hatred, your animosity with them. And there are a lot of like little breakable things like that. And the cabinets upstairs are actually breakable. And they'll drop gear sometimes. Normally when I do this, I do it a little faster, but I'm trying to talk, so it's like I'm gonna be doing some things a little slower and a little sloppier. If I were smart, I would have just recorded it and done a VA, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead. And besides, I like doing it live. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Fuck it, we'll do it live! One of the best videos on the internet. Absolutely. If you ever want to see... Well, I think everyone pretty much knows his true colors, but if you ever want to see Bill O'Reilly's truest of true colors, it's that video. There's no doubt in my mind that is honest Bill O'Reilly. Not to bring it into, you know, a Fox News talk, but that was almost a death. I don't have a lot of chaos resistance, so if there's like these void caller guys and the They're like Doomsayers, I think is the other one. And then the Summoners actually can do some chaos damage to you. So it's like if there's a lot of them, it's just like RIP my hit points. Or RIP me if I'm not careful. And I'm coming on like 400 of those Chthonic Seals of Binding. Because all of the stuff I have to craft doesn't use them. They're a crafting mat. They're used for some of the ointments. But it's like I'm on stack number 4. Halfway through it already. That is fresh blood. Your blood. So these cabinets are the things you can break open. And they'll sometimes drop stuff. I kind of think they're almost a little too common. They're like Aether Crystals, but average mobs don't drop Aether Crystals. So here's our second secret. I mentioned breakable cabinets, and then there's a breakable wall behind the cabinet. And that gives us, I think there's 2 weathered chests in here. Yep, and I don't think they can be anything more than weathered chests, but I could be wrong on that. Because I've noticed that sometimes chests can roll higher than what you usually find them as. I wasn't paying attention and didn't notice my bomb just killed everything in there. Place is kind of a maze. It's the only problem with it. With it going faster. Also, oh god damn it. I was going to say something with the word fuck in it. Don't worry, I'll get to destroy a clock later. Shot my bomb out of the air. Part of me is semi-impressed by that, but also... Owie. But also I remember that it's not actually them aiming at the bomb, it just so happens that their bullets are on the same path as the bomb. Okay, we're finally coming back to get this. I do need iron bits. Not desperately, but it's like I just want to make sure I have some because of all the crafting I did to get that spellbook, the codex. So I'm sort of going on my way to get these iron bits. Like I mentioned, there's a ton of places you can open up here. You're also, if you go through the village, I mean, you don't have to go through the village, you can just come straight here. But if you go through the village, you get a lot of just normal Chthonic guys, but you also get, you know, a guaranteed hero, at least one, in the form of that boss. Other heroes are more thinly spread. I don't know if it's actually worth it to actively go after cabinetry. I just find it fun to break it all. Constitution does become an issue in this place, I've noticed. Like, more than other places. And it may just be my bad luck, but it does seem like there are kind of fewer heroes in this place than you would expect. I mean, I've encountered like 3 There generally aren't a lot. Okay, our third secret is right here. Breakaway wall. It's an ornate strongbox now, but I've seen it actually do the next level higher chest. So this one is definitely worth breaking the wall down to get, even if you think the others aren't. Oh, I did miss one chest that I knew Damn it. On the first level, there's like this wagon on one of the bridges. It's like the bridge with the T-bone in it, and I think I just didn't go up the bridge. But there is another treasure chest on that bridge behind the wagon that's always there. The other thing I wanted to mention is there's still 3 days on it, but Bill Nye's Planetary Foundation is doing a Kickstarter to get a Lightsail ship made, and I threw support behind it, and I wanted to mention that it's still up for 3 more days. 3 more days of pushing. Got caught in one of those like chaos soups. Little guys on the throne, that's adorable. I absolutely think they should make plushies of those. Coming to the boss. This was the other lame death I had. The last time I recorded this was the boss. Because I'm normally very careful about fighting them. So in part 1, we can just DPS him down. Then this part we throw out a bomb, devastation, start burning down, pop a potion, or energy potion, and pop mirror, and he's done. Very simple and easy for I don't have those either. This has been a good playthrough. One more chest to pick. Oh, and one more secret chest to pick, I think. Oh, that's a bigger than average chest at the end here. Yep, there's one more secret I have to go and look at. It's down here, I believe. Wait, did I do all 4? No, because I think there's one right here, and this is the last one. It's a breakaway wall right there. Come back here, and there's a body, usually. It could be the remains that you break, and then that chest. And that's going through Dark Veil with comfortable sorcery, or relaxed sorcery. Hey, I'm doing an outro. Hey, I'm doing an outro. Jerks, are there any more in here that are going to ruin my talking? That's what I thought. /sit. Okay, so that's everything for this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone who's followed us so far to get us to 200 plus followers. It means a lot, and we really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more Grim Dawn stuff, probably. I have 1 or 2 other things to do. And then continuing the hardcore Grim Dawn stuff, and continuing builds, because actually now, I might have just upgraded another build to being better. on top of getting an upgrade for this build. So, pretty good haul this time. So, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.